We're getting artsy. I was like, wait a second, is that the sky or is that water?
Oh, yeah.
It's a reflection. Beautiful. 8:45 here on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with BT, Meredith, and Rick Campanelli with you this morning. Do you struggle with work-life balance?
Sometimes.
You're not alone. According to Stats Canada, a third of Canadians can't find a happy medium between work and their home life. Here to help us stop striving for the perfect balance and instead create a more work-life harmony is peak performance mindset coach Hina Khan. Good morning, Hina.
Good morning.
She's back.
I'm back, and I'm balanced.
And you're balanced now.
We love that.
Well, let's talk about why the perfect balance between work and life may not always be feasible.
Rick, I am here to unburden the both of you.
Okay, thank you.
The people of this whole idea of work-life balance.
Amen.
Thank
It
you,
makes no sense.
Okay.
And it puts this fictitious standard out there that somehow we always feel like we're falling short. Like we're never quite getting it. It's like, why can't I get this? And the whole idea doesn't make sense to me. Like work and life. Isn't work part of your life?
Yeah,
Like, so when do we start clocking life hours? Is it when we leave, when you leave the building, Rick? Is that when, like, I'm in life now, but before I was in work, right? Like, it
I
makes
clock it
no
when I wake
sense.
up in the morning.
Right.
Life begins now.
Life
'Cause now
begins now.
I'm
And
moving
so this is why I think we're set up to fail, and we always feel like we're not getting it right. So I'm here to help you let go of the whole concept.
I love
Thank
that.
you. I'm gonna clap
I
to
feel
that.
like
I'm gonna clap
you
to
clap
that. Thank you for that.
Because I feel like it's one of those things that we saw on like the side of like Cosmo magazine or something. It's like
Yes.
work-life balance. It's like, this is impossible. This is not happening. But we do want to find a more realistic balance.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
say that really starts with thinking about the season that we're in. So what does a season mean?
We're all in different seasons of our life at different times. So right now, I've got 2 teenage boys. On Saturday mornings, my favorite thing is to wake up, have a cup of coffee, a dog is beside me, and I'm writing content. It's when I feel really creative. It flows for me, it's easy. Now, if you came to my house, somebody might say, oh, she has no work-life balance because she's working on the weekend, but that's what works for me.
Yeah, that's your.
When the
that's your
kids
thing.
were younger, toddlers, I was not doing that on a Saturday morning. We were getting out of the house as fast as we could to move the
It was
energy.
triage.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, where are your socks?
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
sometimes we're thinking of work-life balance, but we're not taking into account, where am I in this particular season in my life, and what is my priority in this season?
And I guess, Hannah, the most important thing then is just to be present, right?
Oh my
With
gosh.
family members and
Yes.
friends and.
Yes, sorry to the mic person, but I get so excited about this because sometimes you're there, but you're not there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're there with your family, but are you really there, or are you occupied with work?
You're
Or
multitasking.
you're multitasking, you're distracted, or you're at work and you're thinking about the family. So for me, I think you want to be there
Yeah.
in a way that works for you. You know, with my boys, I want to have dinners together because I know they're going to be off soon. But teenage boys, I don't know that they chew. They gulp their food. It's done in 10 minutes.
I've got one of those too.
You've got
yes.
one of those too.
Oh, yeah.
It's done
Right
in 10
down.
minutes,
Yeah.
but we're present for those 10 minutes, and I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, for me, that works.
And I think even to that point, you don't want to be comparing yourself to others. Other people's Instagram life, your friends, even just real life. You're living yours, and that's okay.
Yes.
Exactly. You know, there was this thing that happened where Paul and I, my husband, we both have our own businesses, and we love what we do. I know you guys love what you do. We love what we do. So we go out on date night and we talk about work and what we're doing. And I felt bad. I felt like, am I doing something wrong? Because should we be talking about work? Does this mean we have a close relationship or not? And I started to judge myself. And Paul's like, we don't have a hot mic on us. Nobody's listening. Like, who are we changing our conversation for? So I think that when you start to get clear about what is it that you want, and you do what you want and allow others to do what they want. If they don't want to talk about work, don't talk about
It's that
work.
simple, yeah.
It's that simple. So many times this becomes problematic because we feel we're not doing it right because we're comparing ourselves to others, and it's a fictitious standard that we will never reach.
And I feel like you make a great point. When we feel like we're not doing it right, that's what we're thinking about.
That's what we're
You know
thinking
what I
about.
mean? That we're stuck
Constantly,
in
yeah.
that little racket space as
Yes.
opposed to being present or being, with your boys, with your husband. More tips always from you. Where can we follow you online?
At Coach with Hina on Instagram, and Possibilities with Hina Khan is my podcast.
Oh, podcast.
Yes.
I don't know podcast.
Oh, you do now.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's the mic drop right there.
There it is. But we're going to unburden ourselves
Oh,
of that
let
idea
it
of
go.
work-life balance. Take
Yeah.
that with you as you move through your day. There's more BT coming up right after this.